It's Red Eye Radio. Gary McNamara and Eric Harley talk about everything from politics to social issues and news of the day. Whether you're up late or you're just starting your day, welcome to the show. From the Uniden America Studios, this is Red Eye Radio.
All across America, we are Red Eye Radio. He is Eric Harley, and I'm Gary McNamara. Good morning.
Good morning. Hello.
You know, you and I were talking about Mike Rowe had a post yesterday on X where I believe it was X, where he was talking about the fact of AI and agreeing with what Bill Gates said. We're going to need a ton of technical people.
Yeah.
And you and I have said this for the longest time. Yeah. It doesn't matter where technology goes. You're going to need the technical people.
Yep.
What it will replace are people that AI can replace.
Exactly. Yeah.
You can't replace a welder.
Right. Right.
You can't replace a construction worker.
Nope. Plumber. Nope.
Yeah. All these people you cannot replace them.
Basically, you can't replace any of the guys who at some point in my life have said to me, Mr. Harley, I need you to look at something with me. It's like, oh, this is going to cost me a lot more than where we started. I need you to see something, Mr. Harley. No, I don't need to see it. Just say it's fine. Work around it. No, that's the necessary roles. But you know what? Nobody thinks of that. Obama, the smartest guy in the room. Wow, these ATMs are taking all the bank teller jobs. I can't even say that with a straight face.
Oh, my gosh, that was
he did.
Oh, my God, that was so...
I mean, think about how cringe that is.
I know.
My gosh. By the way, if Trump said that, first of all, conservatives would laugh and the media would go crazy. And with Obama, it was like, oh, this is why he's the smartest guy in the room. But this is, you look at the actual jobs that are out there that are necessary. By the way, I don't know, I can't remember what it was, but I had to go to a bank drive-through window recently. And there were two tellers working at this bank drive-through window, and they each looked so lonely. It just looked like I was wondering how many people show up and actually go to a bank in person anymore. But you think about those jobs that are necessary in a society, and sorry, it's just not going to work.
By the way, it wasn't
without humans.
It wasn't Bill Gates. It was Jensen Huang from NVIDIA who said
okay,
that.
Yeah.
And it goes, and he wrote, just, Mike Rowe, my first two words on this particular Sunday morning were hallelujah, followed by amen. I was not in church. I was at my kitchen table watching the CEO of the most valuable company in the world say precisely what I've been espousing for the last 16 years. In other words, this is what I look like before coffee when I find myself in violent agreement with a multi-billionaire. If you haven't already heard, the massive change is upon us with regard to artificial intelligence and the energy needed to feed it. America will either change its current direction or get left far, far behind. I know this because I run a modest foundation that has been arguing for decades that the portion of our workforce most often described as the skilled trades will become the most essential component of our economy, our independence, and our collective future. Well, guess what? The future's here. Obviously, I did not know that the race to dominate artificial intelligence would be the thing that finally galvanized the folks at the grown-up table.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
When I founded my foundation in 2008, I figured it would be a new commitment to rebuild our crumbling infrastructure that would necessitate a collective push to reinvigorate the trades. That need is still pressing, but I never managed the most urgent cry for more welders and electricians would be ushered in by the need for more data centers. We've been saying that.
We said it.
Back then, I didn't even know what a data center was, but today, here we are. Data centers are headline news because they are AI factories.
Yep.
And if we want to remain competitive with China, we need to build thousands of them. And now, presently, we simply don't have the workforce to do it. I'll be discussing this all next Tuesday in Pittsburgh at the Energy and Innovation Summit, which is turning out to be a pretty high-profile event. It looks like I'll be joining a panel of elected officials, including the president and dozens of well-known CEOs, to discuss Pennsylvania's role in the energy renaissance. A lot of money is being invested in Pennsylvania, a lot. And my message to those writing the checks will be no different than it's been since we launched my foundation. Set some of that money aside to make a more persuasive case for the work itself. The skilled trades need better PR, and they need it on a national level. The country needs to see thousands of examples, real-world examples of men and women who have prospered as a result of learning a skill that's in demand. And then he talks about how he made the point to Obama in an open letter in 2009, shortly after he promised 3 million shovel-ready jobs. I was rooting for the president back then and offered to use Dirty Jobs and my foundation as a vehicle to help promote his initiative. I did so because I was skeptical that people would line up to take those jobs simply because they were created. Filling 3 million shovel-ready jobs, I wrote, will be a lot easier if people feel enthused about the prospect of picking up a shovel. Investment alone will not create that kind of enthusiasm. The White House did not respond to my offer, but let's be honest, the jobs never happened.
Yeah.
I added that. But he said, I love this. So, understandably, most presidents do not seek the advice of a marginally famous cable television host, best known for crawling through sewers. But it's worth remembering that the unemployment rate back then was over 10%. Millions of people were newly unemployed. Well, again, Obama was clueless. We've always said the state of the one with the reason that the jobs are so few jobs are because of the ATM. Even the banks kicked back on that and said, "Are you kidding me?"
Yeah. Are you?
Well,
it's,
we have asked this question many times. And we've asked the question in response to almost the conclusion that comes out that when there's a advancement in technology, there are fewer jobs. Remember that? That way we're already hearing it. 3-day work week, 2-day work week. We're just going to have to find a way. There's going to be so much free time on our hands, we're not going to know what to do with it. Man, that's a promise that never came true for me.
Yeah. You and I, when we were young, going, we hope that's the case.
But then again,
we're working 3 hours a week. Or it eventually became what? The guy on the all-night infomercial. I worked 3 hours a month. Started from a shoebox, not even a closet. Now I'm making millions as he's standing in front of somebody else's Lamborghini. And somebody else's pool on somebody else's property. They keep screaming, security!
When you see it, what we hear from AI is, it's going to increase productivity so much that people will lose jobs.
Yeah.
When you look at the productivity increase, and I don't know how the records were back in the mid-1850s, to look at that transition that started, and you look at that really probably 80-year period. Mm-hmm. If you go from we'll even go. Let's go from 1850 to 1950, post World War II. That century where we moved from farm to industry, and there had to be years in there just because of. Think about mass production. Think about and I was watching it the other day about Henry Ford when he hit mass production, and a lot of people said, well, yeah, but Henry Ford paid his people a living wage. That's because they increased the productivity by mass production. I think it was like 6 or 7 times.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So they could pay you more money because each worker, because of the technology of using mass production, drastically increased their productivity, which is real.
Yeah.
It wasn't that he was generous.
Right.
He was able to do it. I think he felt good to be generous because he wanted the people that work for him to be able to buy his vehicles. But what the reason that caused that was the massive increase in productivity because of mass production.
Mm-hmm.
They talk about AI could be 20 to 30% over a period of years. Well, we saw massive increases in productivity because of mass production, and all it did was increase more jobs and more jobs and more jobs.
Yep.
And every single time that we have had technology kill jobs, we've had massive increases in other jobs.
Yeah. Yep.
And the thing is, though, now we're getting to the point where those jobs are technical jobs.
Yeah.
And highly technical jobs.
Right.
And do you have a workforce that will look at that and say, that's what I wish to do? Well, what's the biggest incentive out there? One of the reasons that we say we don't want able-bodied males to get government assistance without working is because a lot of times people won't work unless they're forced to work.
Yep.
There are a lot of people that will work even if they're not forced to work. There are people that want to work. You look at so many of the billionaires. They don't have to work and they continue to work. But there are people out there, people come in all shapes, sizes, and personalities, don't they?
Yep.
And some personalities say, I'll take the easy way out. I don't want to do it.
Yep.
Give you an example. I was looking today, there was a post on airplane flying. Oh, it was on the India. Man, that's interesting, isn't it? The India flight.
Yeah.
What in the hell?
What happened there?
What in the hell happened there?
How do those fuel switches get turned off?
And you hear the one pilot, I don't know if they identified whether it's a first officer or pilot, but one says to the other, you turned it off. No, I didn't. And then it flicked back on again.
Yeah.
How the hell does that happen?
Yeah, I don't know.
And you would think to do that, there would be some kind of fail-safe where you've got to flick two buttons.
There was, what did they refer to the fail-safe as? Basically, it was a backup, but it didn't kick on until right before impact. And I forget what it was. I'll have to go back and look at that preliminary report, but very scary situation.
But today, and you should have seen the number of people say, I don't fly anymore, it's too dangerous. I don't fly anymore, it's too dangerous. I don't fly anymore, it's too dangerous.
Right.
And when you look at and we're odds people. Sorry, I mean, when you connect the dots, when you're people that connect the dots, you look at the odds. Mm-hmm. And you're so much safer on an airplane than almost any other place on the planet. You're in a commercial airliner, your chances of not dying go up tremendously when you're in it. Now, if the plane's headed down 90 degrees towards Earth, the odds drastically go down at that point.
Yes. Yep.
And it's not the fall, but the sudden stop at the end that really gets you.
That's it.
It's not the falling of the airplane. Mm-hmm. But these people saying, I never fly, I won't fly because it's too dangerous. And you shake your head saying, people don't have a clue. If you want to say, I don't like sitting in coach, I hate the middle seat, I can understand that. But what flying can do, and I fly all the time, and I'm still in awe of it and will always be in awe of flying. It is amazing. You compare it to the vast majority of human existence where you could not go anywhere unless you were changing your entire life.
Yeah.
You didn't just go 500 miles.
Right.
You did that in a move. It took a year to cross the country. Think about that.
Exactly.
But it's just how, people respond. But, I look at this and when it comes to technology, and it's like, well, no, there's going to be a ton more new jobs. And every time you have a massive increase in productivity, it creates more businesses and more opportunity. Now, is this probably the change where the jobs that will be created might not be as many service or retail jobs, but technical jobs? Yes, but they'll also be the jobs that pay.
Yep. And because there's going to be expansion, and it is going to be, again, when you see that kind of expansion in an economy, which I do believe, I don't know what it will look like, but certainly AI is that next plateau, or that next level from this current plateau. It is that next level of massive, massive expansion, which again requires what? When you talk about building the centers, when you talk about the individuals that are required, you're going to talk about a massive, massive increase in the requirement of energy as well. Each of those data centers requires a lot more energy that won't be provided. It won't even be possible to get it done by wind and solar alone. That's not going to happen. So you're going to have the expansion of drilling, oil exploration, and everything else. Well, what is required in that industry? A support industry, the service industry, which is required for all of the above. This is how an economy works. It's not just one level of industry that's going to be doing everything for everybody. If you're into that kind of shallow thinking, you probably don't know much about an economy.
Well, when he says here, understandably, most presidents do not seek the advice of a marginally famous cable television host best known for crawling through sewers. Well, they should.
They should.
Because don't assume that because somebody is president or vice president or a member of Congress or your city council person or a school board member that they have any more of a clue than you do.
Exactly.
Odds are they probably don't.
Right.
866-90 Red Eye.
This morning's USDA Farm Report is brought to you by House Products. Tested, trusted, guaranteed since 1920.
Prolonged extreme heat and humidity and impacts on your vegetable and fruit gardens. North Carolina State University Extension expert Minda Daughtry says basically, in periods of prolonged extreme heat and drought,
it really disrupts the normal growth and the normal functioning of that system or series of systems to get the plant to grow. Most plants really like it, especially vegetables, between about 68 degrees and about 86 degrees.
Looking for signs of heat stress in veggies and fruit is not necessarily simple, as
everyone often thinks, oh my goodness, this is a disease. No, there's a lot of abiotic, non-disease related stuff that can look similar.
So what to watch out for heat stress-wise in your veggies and fruit? Leaf and stem wilting and curling, leaf scorch and sunburn, flower abortion, and premature blossom and fruit drop, stunted plant growth, and molting of fruit. I'm Ron Bain reporting for the U.S. Department of Agriculture in Washington, D.C.
This report brought to you by Cenex Fuels and Lubes.
Coming up, more with Gary McNamara and Eric Harley. It's Red Eye Radio.
It's Red Eye Radio. He's Eric Harley, and I'm Gary McNamara. You know, one thing AI is going to need, though, is fact checkers. I went on, about a week ago, I went on Google AI, put in my name in.
Mm-hmm.
So much of it was wrong. They had my parents' name. I have no idea who my parents are from Google AI. No idea
right.
who they are. They got so much wrong, but you know what they got right? It said Gary's father is known to tell him DTJ.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Do the job.
Right.
That they got right.
Well, because it rounds up from probably any Gary McNamara that's been mentioned
it does.
Anywhere on the internet, which includes social media.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody's another Gary McNamara on social media. That information, is all extracted and then compiled into one.
Yeah, I had someone else. I had another Gary McNamara's parents.
Yeah.
Well,
there's another Eric Harley who is a doctor.
Oh.
I can tell you right now, that's not me.
Oh, gosh, no, that's not you.
That's not me at all.
Oh.
No.
listening to Red Eye Radio from the Uniden America Studios.
And he is Eric Harley, and I'm Gary McNamara. Welcome and good morning. Like to welcome our new affiliate in Buffalo, New York.
Woohoo!
1270, The Patriot.
Yeah.
WUS. And they put that in there on purpose.
Of course.
Wanted US. WUSW, 1270, The Patriot in Buffalo, New York. Thank you so much. And
Yeah, thank you.
Buddy,
guys.
thanks for carrying us. We
Thank
really
you.
appreciate it. And we'll do our best.
Always.
My hometown, for people listening in Buffalo who might not know that,
Yeah,
my hometown of Buffalo, New York.
right.
So
You're back there on a regular basis.
I'll be back there again this weekend to see Dad.
Yeah.
I was back there 2 weeks ago to see Dad. I come in second place to Wolf Blitzer as being a Kenmore West graduate.
All right. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
15th place compared to Wolf Blitzer.
Other famous people from Buffalo include? Do you have a list? You and Wolf Blitzer. That's not the whole list.
No. The Goo Goo Dolls,
Yeah. Billy Sheehan,
Billy Sheehan,
the bass player.
the bass player.
Yeah.
Grover Washington Jr.,
All
the
right.
great horn player,
Yeah.
died a few years ago.
Yeah.
Rick James,
All right.
super freak.
Yeah.
Yeah. The actor William is it Fichter?
Okay.
Yeah, he's in everything.
Wow, there's a whole list here. I just Googled it. David Boreanaz, who's
Oh, yeah.
been on a number of hit TV shows.
Yeah, yeah.
My wife watches I guess they're now reruns. Bones, the TV show Bones that he was in.
Yeah, his father, Dave Thomas, was on Channel 7 for years.
Okay, all right, yeah.
Yeah, Boreanaz's father was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And who else? As you mentioned, Rick James,
The super-
Brian McKnight. Yeah, great singer. Brian McKnight. Let's see.
Beverly Johnson, the supermodel.
Yeah,
Actually, she's from Lockport, I heard.
yeah.
She's the one, I believe, one time when people said, how do you stay away from the paparazzi? She goes, I go to Buffalo.
Lex Luger, the wrestler.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Who else? Oral Hershiser. All right.
No.
Yeah.
The pitcher?
Yep. The one and the same. Was he born there? Let me see. Yeah, he was born in Buffalo, New York. Yep. Sure enough.
I had no idea of that one.
Yep.
That's a brand new one to me.
Mhm. Well, it's according to Wikipedia, and Wikipedia is always right.
Where was now that we're in the middle of, speaking of Buffalo, where was air conditioning invented?
Buffalo?
Yep.
Yeah.
And what was the man's name who invented air conditioning?
Old Hot Dave Gibbons. Everybody in town knew him because he complained about the heat nonstop on the few days of the year that it was hot.
Willis Carrier,
Yeah, I have
the Carrier Dome.
2 of his units right now. I have 2 carriers.
Do you?
Yep, I do.
He did it, I think, for a steel plant or whatever. I think it was in response to a air quality problem. I believe it was in a company that he had in Brooklyn, but he invented it in Buffalo. So,
Yeah. All right.
The place of people think, because first thing, the air conditioning, Phoenix.
Yeah.
They had to invent it in Phoenix.
Right.
Buffalo, they didn't even need it in Buffalo.
Right. NBA player Cliff Robinson.
Oh yeah. Bob Lanier,
Yeah.
great. Played with the Pistons for the longest time. What a great ball player he was. Man, what a great ball player he was. Yeah.
Actress Amanda Blake.
Oh yeah. Kitty
She
on
was from,
Gunsmoke. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. I'm trying to think who. Christine Baranski.
Yeah.
The actress.
Right.
Yeah, she's from there. Jeffrey Jones. Also, you've seen it. You'd recognize his face. Wendy Malick.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, I can't think of the guy that was on. Oh, did you? Oh, jeez, I can't think of the name.
Wendy Malick was on Just Shoot Me.
Yeah, you'd recognize her in a second.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I just can't think. Oh, Sorrell, was it Sorrell book on Dukes of Hazzard.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Right.
He was. I'm trying to think who else.
George Hormel, founder of Hormel Foods.
Yeah. That's true. Oh,
That would be the creator of Spam, right?
Duh.
Hormel creates Spam.
I think so. Yeah. Millard Fillmore, Tim Russert.
Yeah.
Tim
Russert, I was going to say earlier.
Yeah, when I read
before I even Googled anything.
Oh, and Patrick Kane, the great hockey player, was from.
Yeah.
But Russert, when he wrote his book, before he died, I'd never met him. I knew a bunch of people that knew him, and he knew a bunch of people that knew me, but we never met. But when I read his book about growing up in Buffalo, that was my life. He grew up about 7 miles from me.
Yeah.
A couple of years older than me, he was. I think he was born at 50.
George Hormel's great-grandson, is named Smokey. Well, I don't know why I find that funny. Just because of the canned meat thing, I guess. Smokey Hormel. Now, did Smokey Hormel do? Oh, musician. Yeah, okay. Well, if your name's Smokey, don't you have to be a blues musician? I think it's required. Or a baseball player or something. You got to do something. Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Whole list of people.
Yeah.
That are from Buffalo. And now we're on in Buffalo. So we're proud
I'm not
of it.
on the list.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
I did make it on the. I made it on the list of Wikipedia on my high school and college. So I made those lists. And unless I haven't checked in 10 years, they probably took me off by now. It's like,
Yeah. But proud to be on WUSW.
Yes. 1270 The Patriot. All right, you ready for this? Because this is really interesting. Another poll was out. This got a lot of play over the weekend. TheHill.com have it. Even though it was a poll that was taken a couple of months ago. Another poll released, though. Democrat favorability continues to plummet. Woke, weak, and out of touch. This is from TheHill.com. Are the buzzwords that describe, and I say TheHill.com because they are not a conservative publication, are the buzzwords that describe Democrats and what has become a nonstop decline of the party's popularity, according to a poll reported in The Hill. It showed the party's credibility with voters has declined even further since the 2024 election. According to The Hill's reading of the poll, the party continues to lose favor with Hispanic men and working-class voters and have approval ratings sitting below 35% across those demographics. Also, enthusiasm within the party continues to decline following 2024, the poll revealed. The poll was conducted with voters in 21 battleground counties across 10 battleground states, according to The Hill's coverage. Wow. Democratic strategist Rodel Moliano, a senior advisor to the super PAC, told the Politico website, because this was taken by a Democratic super PAC, by the way.
Yeah, right.
This is a reality of the perception of us as a party, and until we accept that, it's going to be hard to move forward. There's a perception out there outside of Democrat elites, and it's taken hold in not just the MAGA crowd, but people that should be with us. Well, no, now they're MAGA adjacent. Democrats need to realize that in order to improve and get better, to not only win in 2028, but to win in 2030 and 2032 and beyond. By doing what? Breitbart News reported as far back as January, because this was printed in Breitbart, that Democrats have been looking for ways to counter their decline in support that became evident when Trump won every swing state and won the presidency. The Hill agreed, writing, Democrats have been searching for a way out of the wilderness since their devastating loss in November, when they not only lost the presidency, but once again the House and the Senate. Since then, party officials have conducted a number of postmortems, including polls, focus groups, and strategy sessions as part of the party's rebuilding efforts. Despite the efforts, many Democrat politicians continue to spout positions unpopular with centrists on taxes, crime, immigration, transgenderism, the very issues that swept Donald Trump into office. Throw in the mix of the perceived cover-up of Biden's mental decline while in office, the infighting in party ranks, and it's easy to see why the political observers say the decline is not hard to track. Yeah, but they're idiots. And I don't like to name call, but you're idiots if you have to do any type of focus group or any type of research to figure out what's wrong.
Right.
Stop being crazy on the issues.
Yep.
Stop practicing the racism of identity politics. Stop judging people by groups instead of individuals. Stop the racism of your identity politics and the misogyny of the radical transgender movement. You can't do that.
Nope.
And as Mark Cuban said over the weekend, hey, agree with Donald Trump and talk about the good things that he's doing, like and stand by him on getting rid of criminal illegal immigrants. Now, we had to advise, Mark, that that can't happen because sanctuary cities came way before Trump was running for political office. Liberals have wanted to protect, and Democrats have wanted to protect criminal illegal immigrants for a long time before Donald Trump even thought of running for office.
Yep.
And that's the problem. The problem is they don't want to change where they stand on the issues. They like where they stand on the issues. All the issues that we say they're crazy on, they believe they're perfectly sane and I'm insane.
Yeah.
They do.
Yeah. That's how they think. It's where their brains are. Now, maybe Mark Cuban got it from Kamala's campaign that, you know, she was going to be stronger on the border than Donald Trump. But
that's when that's when he was working with her, though.
I know, and we have to remind him she didn't win. Because he's still saying it. He's still, well, you know, we should just, you know, agree on some things.
Yeah, but
and what he picks is immigration.
Well, what I'd ask Mark Cuban if he was here, I'd say, are you saying they need to change for the sake of changing in order to win?
Right.
Or they really need to believe these things because what you're asking them is to believe and promote the opposite of what they actually believe.
Right.
And that's why they can't do it.
Because he was saying, you know, I agree. The most dangerous, like he agreed. Well, they don't agree with you.
Oh, they don't.
That's what he doesn't get. He doesn't see it.
I know.
Wow.
866-98 Red Eye.
We'll be right back with more Red Eye Radio with Eric Harley and Gary McNamara.
It's Friday Radio. He is Eric Harley, and I'm Gary McNamara. Welcome and good morning. There it is. Department of Homeland Security has firmly pushed back on the misleading New York Times report that claims that FEMA failed to answer calls from flood survivors after the devastating Texas floods. The New York Times said that they ignored phone calls. They didn't answer. DHS set the record straight, showing that FEMA was actively responding and coordinating rescue and relief efforts while the media were busy spinning narratives instead of seeking the truth. I'm telling you, the attacks that started after that, I mean, it was just horrible what happened down there.
I still see the stories. You know, I mean, it's just over and over again where the media is just painting this as something that it's not.
I know.
That's horrible.
This is Red Eye Radio on Westwood One.